All right, we're live. What's good? About to get started here. Quick little update. Yo. How's everybody doing? I caught this little trade on gold earlier this evening. $4,700. We had a quick dump when the market opened. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And retraced right back up to $4,700. We sort of broke above 4,700. You can see here. So again, using whole numbers as a strategy, I talk a lot about whole numbers. Anybody who comes on these sessions very often or consistently enough, if you're inside the inner circle, you should know about whole numbers. Or if you've watched videos, like we talk about it all the time. So using whole numbers as a strategy, like market dumped on open. Like I said, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Quickly reclaimed 4,700. Right, sort of got back above 4,700, stayed near it, and sort of like breaking that $4,700. So I would have been up more profit at one point. I took that trade, just wanted to hold it. It was a small trade. You can see it's still floating. But 4,700, yeah, using that, like that was a simple trade I caught with not even really being on my chart, like not even being too attentive to the chart. I wasn't home or I was out doing other stuff. Not even being like attentive to the chart. Was able to take that trade. Just by knowing strategy, by being in certain situations many times. From, 11 years of trading. There's many experiences, and if anybody's followed me this last year, I've shared a lot of experiences with you guys in different scenarios, different outcomes. Bad trades, good trades, really good trades, win streaks, some bad weeks, all of it. I've shared all those experiences with you guys. So me myself, I know my strategy. My strategy, things that I've seen happen work for me, make decisions for me, right? My strategies, concepts. So like 4,700, that was just like a quick trade I took earlier. Like I just once I saw price breaking, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna enter this quick. We're above 4,700. But yeah, Sunday, if you look at the market when it opened, gapped open. Been happening every week. If you've been following gold for the last 6 weeks, you would have noticed this by now because I've talked about it on several streams too. Even like a couple weeks ago, I brought it up. Look at this guy. I see him sometimes. Don't mind him. All right, don't mind that guy. Don't mind that guy. Here it is. We've been talking about this. If anybody's been on the streams lately, we have been talking about this. If you guys remember Sundays, we've talked about this several Sundays. It did kind of the same thing, and there's a quick recovery already. Last few Sundays, gold has pretty much opened bearish when the market's opened. That's why it's not good to be in trades over the weekend. You can obviously see today, right when market opened, first candlestick, first hour just comes down. Now that behavior might seem kind of crazy when you're watching it in the moment, right? When you're sitting there and prices dropping very, very quickly, it might feel extreme. This is usually a time where traders' emotions can be rising, right? When prices dumping like that, but we call it structured behavior. Things that might seem random, things that, liquidity events. Because you could imagine any traders who had buys over the weekend or from last week, or right when the market opened. If you bought right when the market opened. Imagine if you bought right when the market opened. It's a pretty fast move that price made down. Now that's been happening like pretty much every Sunday actually, like if you've been following gold. And I mean, if you're there for it, it can make the most of your week. Let's talk about something real quick, because like in the last 3 weeks, there's been students of mine who have doubled, tripled, quadrupled their account off of understanding this move. Someone did. I just saw right now. That's why I'm talking about this, because anyone take them buys, double the account. When I was at the gym, there you go. Not bad for a Sunday. So when we talk about trading, and let's say working a job, I always relate this because most of you guys are used to probably getting paid from working every day, right? Before you found trading. Trading, doesn't reward you for knowing more. You don't earn more for knowing more information or over trading or even taking more and more trades. This person doubled their account on a Sunday night. And there's still much time ahead of the week. And this is where most traders overtrade, because results like that are really good. If I was to do that, I would have made let's just say if it was me today, like I made 2,500 today off of understanding this move. I made 2,500. But like when execution's there, like you can get results like this, and results like this don't make you need to trade every day when there's a specific setup there. Like most traders will get results like this on a Sunday or a Monday, because you have all your trading days ahead, right? Most traders will get results like this and try to duplicate it every day. But to get a result like this, it's particular setups, it's particular market movements, right? Particular execution. Knowing when there's something there and reacting on it. Results like this don't have to come every day, in a sense, because you could achieve a result like this in one day. And for most average people, that would be a great week, if you think about it. Like we were just talking about time, money, right? Because, like, let's just say the average person, I'm talking to the average person right now that just started trading or is getting into trading or maybe not consistent yet. Maybe some of you guys that have a load of information, but you don't have consistency yet. Like, achieving results like this doesn't take trading every day. It takes a setup. And most traders will blow results like this, assuming I have so much more time left in the week to create more money. It's like, oh, I doubled my account today. I still have 3-4 more days to trade. Let's go. And then that's where you get burnt out. That's where, because to produce a result like this, right? It's a setup. Maybe it's a bias, right? And if you keep trading the same way, like, because I've had periods where I've gone on 3-month rolls, like 3 months, 3 to 4 months of just winning, trading the exact same way, and then the market changes, and then that's where you just go that's where like a lot of the work you do can get taken away when the market changes. So like results like this person doubled their account on a Sunday night, right? there's particular setups that will give you results like this throughout the weeks on gold when you kind of have some preparation for them as well. Like I like last Sunday, there was another person who did something crazy last Sunday. If you guys were paying attention, if anybody remembers, should be in the other chat in wins and results. Like here, this person went from $442, and this happened. This is more insane. This is like way more extreme compared to what I just showed you. But this happened in a short period of time, like needless to say. And this person deposited $442, 13,500 profit. Now, did they take a lot of trades? It might seem like it, yes, but it was a particular market environment. It's what happened to get them to have this execution. Like, this is last week. There's another person here who doubled their account, probably doing the same thing. I mean, something more conservative. Like that person, that was a crazy result. But this is a good result right here. Right? Not bad for a Sunday. Account size. For those of you guys who are like trying to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, and you're seeing people online that are maybe making 6 figures, 7 figures, if they do, who knows these days who makes what anymore, right? You should focus on getting results like this for your week. You should take a step back if you're trying to rush the process or go for big money right away. I've been trading for 11 years, and I'll tell you, you have time to make money. And most of the traders who work with me have been trading for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And they realize they wasted time on a lot of stuff, just not learning properly. Most of you guys should probably try to take a step back and calm things down and look for results like this for your week, where you could make a profit that's good for your time, right? And that's about the setup. Because if this person calls it a week, they made $411 in one day trading this week, right? So most of you guys should focus on less is more, setups, putting in good time on the charts, understanding experience, so you can get results like this where your time is there. Because this person, like, let's just say this is an average person that works a regular job, like a regular 9 to 5, right? They could have just made a paycheck in one day. So that's what I mean. One trade setup got them that versus taking 10 random trades and taking 10 random trades a day. Some of you guys take 10 random trades a day, 10 random trades a week, right? Which is going to be 50, 100 random trades a month. This is one setup that happened today, which can qualitize or that's what trading is made for. That's where, like, when the skill set and the execution is down, you buy more time freedom, right? You buy, like, your execution buys you more time. Again, let's just say there's a regular person that works a 9 to 5 job, right? Has their job, their part-time or their full-time job or their career, whatever it is. And they're able to execute like this. This person was at the gym while they did this too. So some of you guys have to tone things down too. Maybe take a step back, go back to the basics, refine things, refine the way you structure yourself psychologically going into your weeks, going into your months, maybe even going into your days for your sessions. So you can get results like this that make for your time, right? Because again, it's Sunday, and this person could call it a week and say, okay, I'm up for the week. Let me start again next week. Fresh frame, fresh mindset, fresh structure. That gives them the ability of discipline, because a person who's able to do that is going to have more discipline to follow through the rest of the week, and they're going to find another setup easily in the week. There's no pressure. Look at the last few Sundays. The market literally has done the same thing on the open. I've had students who have caught crazy moves just kind of understanding this, because some of you guys have been with me since October. And we had some like September, October when the markets would dip, 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 dip. Some of you guys were back in like January, February, March, April, like all through this. There's some people here who understand behavior with gold, right? Because we've gone over so many examples time and time and time again from the last year. I don't even know how many examples I've gone over. Who knows, right? Like, and again, just by like, this is something we're looking at with Sunday Open. This is a regular strategy for us. For anybody who comes here, like, this is a regular strategy for us for gold. But look at this is just the last 3 Sundays. You can just get a clear view of it on this chart right now. I marked the Sunday Open on April 12th. You can see here. That was pretty extreme. Like, that was bigger than today, obviously. That was quite the move, right? That's how, like, so even just like most traders, right? Like professional traders capitalize effectively on the setup that's there, right? After they've experienced so much. Whereas most amateur traders want to take more and more and more and more and more and more and more trades. Whereas, like, if you look at the last 3 weeks, because I've had students who have literally the last 3 weeks have all caught these dips and made significant returns. Just understanding they're there. Some of these returns could have been their month, their week. Like, for some of them that I saw even last week, like, I just showed a crazy one not long ago. Wherever it went, that was pretty insane. $442 deposited, 13,500 profit. That's pretty impressive. That was last Sunday when the market dumped and recovered, right? That person just executed to the fullest, right? Obviously, high leverage, high risk, high reward. They had to scale in. They probably had some smaller trades, closed some quickly. They caught this dip on gold, and no, sorry, it was here. Sorry, yeah, that was literally here. Sorry, that was 2 Sundays ago. This one, 422. Let's see, when gold dumped to 461, so it would have been like here. Yeah, okay. It was the other. Oh yes, now I remember. It wasn't on market. It wasn't even on market open. It was just a regular dump. So it wasn't even when the market opened. It was just one of these dumps that gold can do, which is pretty extreme, right? You have this extreme drop that happens. Gold tends to do those. If you're not used to those, and you're thinking, if you're not used to those, like, you need patience in those. This is where most traders blow their accounts, lose, get completely wiped out by the market, is when gold is dropping like this, fast. Because when gold drops, it drops fast. When it drops extreme, and it drops fast. It can be deadly. Especially right now in this environment, you have like the war going on, and that is just causing a whole nother type of volatility. So those extreme drops, you have to let them happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, you have to see enough of them over and over again. Like, this is an inner circle student, someone who's been in the inner circle for a while, so I can guarantee you they've seen this over and over and over again on gold. They were probably all right. This time I'm just trusting, you know, they went all in with it. They caught the dip. You can see that tree's 40. That was literally when gold dumped last week here. And you might be looking at it like, you know, like they caught this like 46.61, so they were looking at like literally like 65. Caught this move up. And that's it. Like this was it. So like one trader might take 10 trades a day, 10 random trades a day, and then like one trader might just have the right execution, the right risk ready, locked in. Market presents an opportunity, execute on it. Remember Ethereum last year? If anybody remembers when Ethereum was down, that $133,000 trade where I went balls deep on Ethereum when the market was like bloody down, pretty much at the worst it was last year. Like when Ethereum was back in like April last year, there was this Ethereum trade that I went heavy on. 85 Ethereum leveraged 85 Ethereum, made 133,000, and was literally buying this crash. If anybody remembers that last year, I posted a YouTube video about it. It's on my channel. I've done the same things for a while with other things too, not just gold, but like I can teach this, and this is one of the things, like I'm going over it briefly right now, but like later this month, this is one of the things I'm going to be going over. when we launch, we got some news coming up, but talk about some things. But yo, like if you think about a result like this person just bought themselves time, whereas most, like, if $442, let's be honest, guys, like some of you guys have wasted 400 and how many, like think about how many funded challenges some of you guys have just wasted. Like some of you guys are on your 10th funded challenge and you're still seeing no results. Your execution's obviously not there. Some of you guys are still doing the same thing over and over again, jumping from strategy to strategy every single week, not having consistent results because you're not trusting your execution and you're not recognizing behavior. Like $442, like let's be real here. Like I know everybody wants to be a 6-figure, 7-figure trader. So let's be real here. It's going to take risk at some point, right? It's not all the facade and all the flashy thumbnails and all the perfect trade setup. This trade setup guarantees you 100% win rate. No, it's real raw experience, real raw shit that happens in decisions being made and putting on risk, right? $442. I bet some of you guys have blown $442 just stupidly, just randomly on trades that you don't even know why you took in the first place, right? And this is why even signals are not everything, because if you don't even understand why you're taking a signal, right, then there's no learning, right? There's no learning on when you win or you lose, right? And that's why most traders fail, is because they'll watch YouTube videos, they'll see a strategy, and they'll be like, I got it. Okay, let me test this strategy. And once they go on a losing streak, it's to the next strategy. Same cycle repeats. I've seen it for years and years and years. I've been an educator and coach for years, right? I've taught hundreds and thousands of people. And I've seen the because I had the ability to teach hundreds and thousands of students in a company, I was able to see the difference between successful traders and non-successful traders very adequately because the numbers were there, right? I was teaching hundreds of thousands of students at one point in the company, so I was able to see really clearly what separated those from consistency and results and those that lacked results. But I could see it very, very clearly, right? It's not even the strategy. Most of you guys know your strategies, have information already. Most traders find a strategy, test it out for a bit, and then when the going gets hard, you go on a losing streak, you blow an account, that's when it's to the next strategy. And then now you're just a strategy master. You know 5 strategy, you know all these theories and concepts, but knowing more information is not going to earn you more money as a trader. All you need is one strategy, realistically. Strategy is like, I've talked about what strategy is before in the sense of just even simply rejection candlesticks. Like, let me go to the 4-hour to explain this real quick. Strategy would be like this. Let's just talk about a singular confirmation right now so we don't get too advanced. Strategy would be, let's talk about rejection candlesticks. Strategy would be, okay, let's just say we were taking sells in this uptrend. Now, that might not seem okay, but how do you sell in an uptrend? You sell on higher highs, right? You sell when the market's getting higher highs. That's the best way to sell when the market's in an uptrend, even though that's going against the trend. But sellers know when it gets to that 3rd or 4th peak, it's going to dump, right? So even though you're going against the grain, sellers know when it hits that third or fourth peak, right? That shift up, when you hit that third or fourth peak, right, of your higher high in an uptrend, you know it's going to do that break of structure, that market structure shift 80 to 90% of the time, right? Even if the first attempt doesn't work or the second attempt doesn't work, right? So the strategy would be strategy, and this is where most of you guys blow out. Strategy is like taking a sell on this candle and it not working. Big deal. Get over it. Next trade is up here on this candle. So that's strategy, is just approaching it when it's there, right? Like strategy, right? Whatever it may be. So like just in a simple way, because some of you guys know good strategies, you know information, but you get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed even when you lose trades. Risk management's a key factor. Because to achieve results like this, I've helped traders achieve results like this in days, in weeks, in months. It doesn't take overtrading. It doesn't take knowing all those crazy theories and concepts out there. It really doesn't. You know? It really, really doesn't. It takes really proper psychology, because I bet most of you guys have been trading for 2 to 3 years, probably. Like, type in the chat how long you guys have been trading for. I bet most of you guys have been trading for 2 to 3 years. Most of you guys have probably been trading 2-3 years. Oh, wow. Back testing. Oh, wow. Huh. It's not even all about, this is interesting. This is cool. It's not even all about, like, all the facade that you guys are sold to online, like, of being a proper day trader and all this. Like, man, it's not even, like, all about that. Like, that whole, like, risk to reward. Like, here, I gotta filter this so the... Like, it's not even all about, like, if you look at losses, like, here. That's all of them, right? Yeah. Risk to reward is a factor. And this trader is proving it with not even the prettiest risk to reward. Interesting. Because they're up plus 27 R, right? And this is like, this trader's going 1-to-1. And this isn't even an inner circle student, but they're learning from YouTube. Later, this isn't even I don't even think this is an inner circle student. They're just learning from YouTube. Literally. Look at this. 27R, 1-to-1. They're talking about, like, there's a risk to reward factor here, because look at their total operations. 159, 90 TP. Look at this, 90. Look how many SLs they've hit, right? From 2026 till now. Some of you guys need structure like this. You guys need to listen. Some of you guys, this person's been listening to me then for a bit, because there's a lot in the psychology that I teach. Some of you guys need to hear that psychology more than all that bullshit you're consuming online these days. Because I started learning how to trade like 11 years ago. It's not even all about like 100%. Like, look at some of these losses, like small losses. Some of these trades are trades that I cut early too, that were in profit. That was the sell from last week. This is what real trading looks like, not what you're seeing online these days. Online these days, every 20-year-old, every 21-year-old, every 22-year-old is a six-figure trader. I guarantee you they're not. 6 figures takes a bit to build up to that. Your first 6 figures is going to be your hardest. Your million is going to be easier. I've made millions of dollars, I've lost millions of dollars, and I've made millions back. I've done the whole process more than once. Real, like, getting to 6 figures, getting to 50K, It takes a plan, it takes a method, it takes structure, it takes sacrifice, and it just takes time. And that's part of the plan, right? It takes just a plan. But this is what real trading looks like. Not all the flashy shit you see online. Fucking the perfect trade setup, guaranteed to make you money every day. You're gonna lose trades. You're gonna lose trades. You're gonna go on losing streaks. You're gonna doubt yourself. You're gonna have fear. You're gonna have greed. You're gonna have fault. You're gonna have all that stuff. All right? That's the part most people don't talk about. That was the sell from last week. Sells were fire last week, yo. What do you know? Like, I took a sell and everybody knocks on me for taking buys only. Last week I took a sell. Last week I went for sells. That was a $7,000 trade. 7,400. Everybody always knocks me for only taking buys. I said live last week, it might mean something that I'm taking a sell right now. You know? I said, guys, for the last year, I've been taking buys religiously. Like I said this on stream. I said, guys, like this might mean something. Me selling right now might mean something. Like I said this live. Like I said it as the setup was forming. I was like, guys, me looking for sells, like I even said that to myself. Like it's like I was telling you guys, like, yo, like me looking for sells, like just think about it. Like let's think about it. I've been trading 11 years. I have 100,000 hours on the charts, right? I've helped how many traders develop breakthrough signals? You guys have seen how many signals? How many winning trades have you seen me send? Yes, you guys have seen me send losing trades. How many of you guys have seen me send winning trades over and over again? Right? Buys. How many of those trades have been buys this year? Right? How many of those trades have been buys though? All right? Literally, I think if you go back to all the way to the inner circle, I'm just scrolling here for a bit. This is my inner circle Discord signals chat. Fuck, I'm on February. Like if you just scroll and you look at all the trades, they're gonna be buys. They're all gonna be buys. So like last week, I was literally saying, guys, like I'm looking for sells right now. That might speak some volume actually, and it did. I was telling you guys, like, I'm not. When do you guys see me looking for sells? Like, when have you guys seen me looking for sells this year? Like, literally this year. But yeah, this is what real trading looks like, guys. Managed losses. Look how many losses there are here. I want you to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Some of these we don't have to count. You know, there's some break even, you know. 20, 24 I counted. How many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17. Not the prettiest, right? I've lost more trades, obviously, than I won. It's like 20, 24 losses there, 17 wins, if you want to count them fully, right? There's those small, like, $20 ones. That's what, like, structure that, like if you want to get good risk to reward, you're gonna have to take, obviously the account size matters here too, but you're gonna have to take losses that it's just like, okay, I'd rather take a smaller loss than a full loss, because obviously you can see what more of like a bigger loss looks like. Let's say here maybe more of a fuller loss. That's like, okay, my stop loss was hit, okay, I'm invalidated, okay, I'm closing this position because it's wrong, or because I got in early, or because the stop loss looks like it's gonna get hit, right? Structured losses look like this, and that's how you're going to get better risk to reward, is if you're willing to put yourself in a situation where you can say, okay, I'm going to close this out early. Yeah, some of these trades you're looking at here that are minus this 118 was up $500. Where's the 290 something? This 294 was up like 700 at one point. Like some of these trades were up. I remember one was up 518, right? So it's like some of these positions were in profit, hit take profit one, didn't get like, you know, didn't go where I wanted to. It came back to entry. It was better to close out. Reassess, right? Reassess. That's how you'll get better RR in your trading, all right? I told you guys, the sells last week, Those were a hit, man. Remember, like I mean, that's the video. That's the setup. This is the setup that makes me $20,000 to $40,000 a month trading gold. I made $18,000 off that trade on 2 accounts. For me taking sells, it should have spoke some volume for some of you guys at least. At least, yo, if you've been following me, bruh, how many times have you guys seen me take buys? There's a lot of tension right now in the world, guys. It doesn't look like this war is going to end to me anytime soon. Very interesting times we live in for sure. Let me see. Some of you guys have been trading what? 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. When does Inner Circle go on sale? No sale. Like, get in before we launch 2.0. I'm going to be doing some master classes before we launch as well. Maybe Black Friday or Christmas, next Black Friday. But that's the thing. By then, you're going to miss out on years of experience, years of sessions. That's the thing. Like, Black Friday, Christmas time, around then. But by then, you'll miss out on so many videos, so many sessions. We'll be probably already on to the next thing. Launching the next tool or whatever inside the website. School of Hard Knocks. That's funny. 4 months inside the EC, 7 months, 700 hours on the charts. Counting, that's what it's about. Good stuff. Counting your time. Look at that. You're 7 months in. That's good shit. 7 months in total. Counting your hours. Christian, seller. That's one of the sellers right there. That's one of the people that only take sells, I think. It's one of the, there's like 3 Christians, 2 Christians, I think, that only take sells. And then Tom or Tim. I said Tom. There's a few. There's anybody that takes sells only. You guys should like. I think you guys should have been there with me last week, right? Like I was talking about it. When do I take sells, man? Gold has come down. It's interesting. This world we're in. Look at oil. Oil's up. What's silver at? Silver $75. Dollar. Ew. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Dollar's dropping. From looks of it, had this crazy gap up, dropping. Beautiful price action there on our DXY chart. Gotta love those Sunday opens, right? USD CAD's dumping. USD CHF looks like it's going down. GU up. EU up. AU going up. NU going up. Currency pairs like that. Cross dollar strong. NZD USD pushing. Yeah, those are pushing up, whereas dollars going down. USD CAD dumping. USD CHF looking like it might bring in some sells. USD CHF looks like it might drop. Dollar, this is definitely some nice price action here on the chart. Beautiful. Gotta love when the Sundays look like this. That's why sometimes it's good to even wait till Monday. See how price develops over that first day. Dollar weakness coming in. Into the week. We had a bearish month overall. Gold looks like it's going to close kind of like consolidated this month. Like we've had equal price action. We had a lot of up and down. We came into the month with that crash, right? Huge crash that almost came back to $4,000, went to 4,100, rebounded that, and now on the month, we can see gold has actually been pretty consolidated on the monthly candle here, as we have 3 days left on the month. So interesting. April 27th, a couple days left on the month. Interesting. Let's see this chart. Yeah, we could see by the month we just kind of been consolidating around here. Weekly retraced up. Last week obviously bearish. If this week just chills, if this week chills bullish, if this week just consolidates, and gold most of the month you can see April has just been consolidating. Going into May, we've just been kind of in a range for the month right now, which gives us like around 4,500, 4,600, 4,600 key level, 4,500 key level, and then we have 4,800 at the top. We've just been in this range for April, as we can see. Interesting. With the monthly, maybe how the monthly finishes. Is it going to bottom out? There a range here. Bottom of the range. April has just been consolidating. Maybe forming a local bottom, depending on how the month closes. Yeah, needless to say, April has had that kind of equal price action back and forth. We've come down. My instinct tells me eventually, like, my instinct does tell me we're going to break. My instinct tells me we're going to try to break out of the range. More so. I could see, like, since start of April, we broke up to 4,800 and we came down 4,600. We've held 4,600 all month. Can we come back to 4,600 in the next 3 days? Very possible with gold's volatility, right? Needless to say, very, very possible we could come back down to 4,600, right? With the volatility and how price is moving. Time left in the month, right? 4,600. If we come back, if we do try to come back to there, that could be an interesting area to watch, 4,600, if we do try to come back to there. For the near term, we're holding 47. I'm looking for buys in the next like couple of weeks on gold. Like they like to say sell in May, go away. Interesting season we're going into. Gold isn't going to crash. So I'm going to tell you one thing about gold. Is it's not going to crash, okay? There's too much uncertainty right now and too much going on in the world, especially moving forward, that it's not going to just crash. If anything, going into June, July, we even see it do what it's been doing, what it's been starting to do with the March and April price action. So we could say March has a low. Do we stay above that low? Gold could consolidate above that low. Remember, we have the April range. April, the low in April that we've been staying above. This low, gold could just very easily try to just consolidate above that low, right? Range more, build up more. There wouldn't be a need for gold to rally right now, but I think it will rally to. I think gold will peak out at $6,000, maybe even 6,500, like 6,000 to 6,500. That there's gonna be like one more fast rally, maybe not even fast, but just another rally on gold that could go to 6,000, 6,500. Now, it doesn't have to happen like that. Gold, I've been trading for 11 years and I seen gold move faster than I ever seen it move in the last 2 years. It moved like a cryptocurrency, basically. It moved like Bitcoin. So gold will probably end up rallying to $6,000 towards the end of the year. If you look at this, like, we're going to probably form like price action like we did last April and May. If you look at last April, here's May. Let's mark May because we're around May now, but you can get an idea. April is here. So if you look at the price action here, gold's entering that. Gold's already entered that stage. It entered it here, but then we had the crash. A lot of countries sold gold, right? There was not a lot of countries, but several countries sold gold, but a lot of it. Several countries sold gold, and you can still see gold is trading above $4,000. Smart investors look at prices like this, right? Long-term investors look at prices like 4K and say, okay, since October, we have been above 4K. And we went to 5,600. And then we dropped back down almost to 4K. And we've still been managing to stay above the 4K level, right? we will probably see gold maintain at least that 4K. That's the lower threshold, right? That's where the demand is. There's demand down here. There's sells up here, right? So now you can start to see this bigger range that I'm creating. I'm starting to create this like bigger range with the bottom here, the top, the bottom, right? So eventually we'll go back to that bigger part of the range, I think, with gold, and we could even break out of it, right? I think 4K, we're going to maintain 4K. Gold's not just going to crash, right? Gold is not in an environment right now where it's just going to crash. There's a reason why gold crashed. There's reasons why we crashed here more so. Profit taking as well. Lots of liquidations, but just the conflict with oil. But I want to show you something. Last year in June, the first war broke out. So like this war started in June of last year, right? This war that we're seeing right now really like started in June. The first attack with USA, Iran, Israel happened. The whole conflict. It started really in June too. June 22nd, I think it was like the 12-day war. All right, that was back in June. I want you to look at gold's price action for the next couple of months. So back in June 2025, we got the conflict this past year. There's even more stuff going on than that people weren't even aware of. Like, there's been multiple wars happening, but we had that back in June 24th. Back in here. Well, it was June 22nd. Market was closed. Like, when it happened, market was closed. Gold spiked up. Before that, like before this, before this happened, gold rallied. Like, I want you to look at something real quick. Tariffs ignited some global uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainty in the world. Now, June 22nd, we had the first conflict, which was referred to the 12-day war. Midnight Hammer, Operation Midnight Hammer, went down. What did we all think? We all thought gold was going to go up when market opened. Guys, I was looking for buys. If anybody was following me then, I was looking for buys saying gold's going to go up. 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 I was saying it for a while. It took months. It took a few months. It took time. Now, before that war, gold was actually going up. I mean, before this conflict broke out back in June. And then interest rates had something to deal with why it also started going up in September. But right now, we're seeing like a way bigger conflict than that has lasted even longer than that. Right? Gold chopped around for months. Everybody was expecting gold to go up, and it did. It later on did. I think gold's going to enter a phase like that for the next couple of months. Everybody expected to go up. It didn't. And it might have one more rally towards like the end of the year like it did last year. Especially with this. I don't see this war situation ending. So longer term, like the bigger picture for gold, it's probably going to go to like 6,000 USD. It's not going to happen today, tomorrow. It could happen towards the end of the year. Especially if the war just keeps dragging on, continues on. And which it could. I don't know how long it's going to last. It could last months or it could last years, right? It's already lasted like 2 months, so the damage. Now, when we talk about damage, we talk about a lot of different aspects of that, right? Obviously, the damage from the countries that have to repair the damages of just economy. When we talk economical damage, certain countries haven't been able to operate the same. And we're not just talking about we're not just talking about the West or even main cities, main countries. Like a lot, everyone's been pretty much affected. If you think everyone's been affected, right? Everyone, things are expensive. One of these are $6 now. I was like, what the fuck? They were $2.95. These used to be $2.95. Now they're $6. That's pretty crazy. They used to be $2.95, like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they're like $2.95. Now I looked. I was like, damn, yo. Even I'll know. That's rich folk will notice when something goes from $2.95 to $6. Whew, what? Damn. Right. Economically, countries haven't been able to run the same, right? Which when you're not able to run the same, you're not able to produce the same, right? So there's been a lot of economical damage, right? There's going to be a lot of geographical in terms of geography, geopolitical damage in terms of geography. What's safe, what to think, uncertainty moving forward, scarcity, traveling, where people want to stay, how people are planning to move in the future, right? So gold is still going to be a very attractive vehicle because all this is still creating further uncertainty. Even if this war ended in 2 weeks, like the amount of uncertainty that it created for the world, companies, hedge funds, countries, you'll probably see China still stacking gold reserves, right? They haven't stopped. Like China, for instance, hasn't stopped buying gold. Their central bank, China central bank, they haven't stopped buying gold. So I think the macro picture, like, I would be surprised if gold didn't go up in the near longer term. Like that could be 6 months to a year, right? By the end of the year, let's say. I'd be surprised if we didn't see more rallies like on gold with everything going on in the world. Not to panic. I mean, if we look at what happened this past year, 10 years from now, just buckle up. If you gained experience this year, like I've been trading for 11 years, you'll see it again. 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Most banks target for gold is $6,000 to $7,000 range. Like most banks have a target of like $6,000 to $7,000 for gold. Options outweigh on the law. Like a lot of things say like long term there could be accumulation for gold, and then it could go up fast at one point, and then that's it, and then it creates another liquidity event. Because imagine if it just stays around and it scares people. These types of crashes scare people, right? So if it just stays around here, crashes more, it's going to scare people out, and then it's going to quickly rally one more time, bring in more liquidity, and then dump. I think it would peak at like 6,000. Maybe around that 6,000, 7,000 range, but 6,500 to be more conservative. Go research what banks are targeting for gold by the end of the year. Go look at what major banks, go research what major banks are targeting for gold by EOY. We might see it. So there could be swings, like it all goes with seasonality. Maybe even after the summer months, August last year rallied all the way into the end of the year. Same thing, I think, even with the year before. That's like more of a seasonality thing. August started really trending. If you go 2 years ago, so this is 2024, April 2024, May. Here's August. So seasonality. You could see gold, what it did for months. Gold's going to enter, I think, a stage like this before it rallies again. Well, it's in that stage. I think gold is in that stage. My opinion. It's my opinion. Take it for what you need. It's my opinion. I think gold is in that stage. This was 2 years ago, 2024. As you can see. You can see August. August created that rally. Seasonality. That ties in with seasonality. So I think gold, if we're going to see like that rally, like there's a few ways you could look at it. Like the last 2 years, if you're going to go for it, you still might have to plan months from now. Like months, it could be months from now where the rally actually comes in. Setting yourself up for that if you're going to go for that. I mean, heck, we'll be here in August. We'll see what we'll... Might be swing trades in August. July, August. Hold for 60 days. Hold. Hold for 30-day hold. 60-day hold. Especially if as price graduates and we form something like this, right? If we form something like this, to say the least. My camera's cut off. Like if the market goes through a phase like it did 2 years ago and last year, kind of chops around, some down, some up, scares, that could be just whole. That's just accumulation. Like think about all that accumulation. Like if smart money would have been accumulating in there, options, crazy accumulation in there, right? Pretty clear. And then it rallies. So that's something that could happen this year with gold. Because, man, last year, oh, man, the results. So look at the last 2 years. The results we had, I flipped. I remember flipping a $1,200 account to $22,000. I was one of them. We had students who did crazy shit. Like, I should have been more on it because I was traveling. And then I got home and I started locking in. I flipped a $1,200 account to $22K. We had students in September who did the craziest. September to October was insane. Like, but it did the same thing 2 years in a row. Like, we had one student who went from 650 euros from August to like end of September. 650 euros to 28,000 or 32,000 euros. It was insane. Because if that seasonality kicks in, like you could see seasonality happen 2 years in a row with gold. If it kicks in, it's a great time to be trading. Like, man, last freaking September to October was like you could have made so many gains. Like for the time that it was, it could have made your year. And that's like what trading is sometimes with seasonality or trends that build up. Like there could be trends that are 2-3 month trends that can make your year. Like literally. Like it can make your entire year. When you get those right seasonalities or those reversals, those reversals that you know of, like the right move. And there's times in the year where it might be 2 months, but some people make years in that 2 months. It's like that quote. Sometimes, some years, decades happen. Or whatever it is. There's some years where there's literally decades of stuff. Because, like, in a market like this, that's trending with seasonality, just trending strong, and you're trading it, like you're in the right side, you're going with the trend. That's the type of market you can make the most in. That's the type of conditions I've made the most money in for like my time is just even in trending conditions, the most solid trending conditions that last like 2 months. We had, when you look at gold, there's been some pretty explosive trends, right? And obviously this, whoops, this going up. But look at the two that I'm highlighting. I just want to be specific right now with these two because they involve the same timeline. April, right? So if we're able to form, like we could call it this, if like we could start to do that maybe, or maybe like if we start to form something here, start to go sideways for the next couple months, that might be a leading indicator if we get one of these phases on gold, which I think we might be in. That's what would, like, you build that phase up and it lines up with like maybe August, September seasonality. That's where you could get your rally to $6,000. All right. Remember this session. Remember what I'm going over right now, because I'm not going to go over this every day. I'm not going to talk about this every fucking day. All right. I'll maybe make a YouTube video on it, but I'm not going to talk about this every day, right? As it builds up to it, remember this, right? There's no point in talking about this every single day. I'll talk about it time and time again, but remember this. Was wherever, like, if the market stays in a range, or like this could be like up here, top. It could be that this could be it kind of building up even already. Not trying to be optimistic, but I'm following my intuition, like my intuition, my experience, right? I've been trading 11 years, not trying to be optimistic and hype shit up, right? Calling out prices, being realistic here in terms of what could happen. Like if we see price go sideways for months, if it just stays like in a noticeable range, that could mean something, right? If we stay in a noticeable range for the next few months, because remember what I went over already about the war that happened, like the first conflict last year. Price didn't go up right away, right? It was already going up before that. It was already kind of in a range. Price didn't go up on Midnight Hammer, Operation Midnight Hammer, right? Price didn't go up. Where did I put it? I went somewhere. But price didn't go up right away, right? It actually stayed in that range, chopped around, and then had that rally. I'll remember this piece of information that I'm sharing with you guys on this, what is it? Monday, 4:36 in the morning, all right? I'm going to be on for New York session today as well. Don't worry. We're going to be chopping it up, looking at New York market, seeing what's going on. If you're in the inner circle, actually, I missed yesterday's session. Didn't stream yesterday. I'm actually not gonna be on YouTube in the morning. If you're in the inner circle, I'll be live inner circle New York session actually. But I've been sleeping days. I'm changing my schedule so I can stream London and New York again, because I like locking it on the charts differently. Sometimes my schedule just naturally changes, but I'm usually a night owl, I'm usually a night owl. We'll look at gold right now before I get off. I'm going to get off in a bit. Check out the chat. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here. Just checking out some things. Just doing something real quick. Yeah, if you're in the inner circle, I'm going to stream in like 3 hours. So I'm going to be back in like 3 hours. If you're inside the inner circle community, I'll drop the link in school. I'll put it on the calendar and I'll drop it in Discord. I'll drop the link in school. I'm going to be back in like 3 hours, 4 hours. London, not doing too much tonight. Like, I mean, like, looks like we might try to drop down. Like, London's not really setting a move. So I want to see if it drops. Like, I think, yeah, like, I'm not really looking for a move right now. I'm probably going to close this trade. Like, this trade's probably going to be a break-even trade here. Yeah, like, maybe re-entry. I'll close this real quick. I don't need this one open. Yeah, like, not looking at anything specific right now. London had a bearish rejection. It's setting some movement potentially to go bearish into New York. So I want to see where we are kind of like 3-4 hours from now. Not being too aggressive at the moment. Like 4,700, 4,675. There is a really good support around there. But we could try to even come to 4,600. Like, if we break that, like, we could try to go to 4,600. And honestly, like, that would be the next area I'd probably be watching and waiting for, is like around 4,600. We have a lot of, you can see this is a good area where there's been some good reactions. So it depends on how price behaves here. Like, we could maybe get a rejection here, but there's so much support already that it could try to do a liquidity grab. Like, there's two ways this could happen. It could react perfectly, and it's just strategy, right? You have to be kind of prepared for a lot of things, because I've been through so many experiences. So when I see like something that's already reacted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 times, right, in here, I'm like cautious. I'm like, okay, it's given some attempts. There was a break here, right? It could try to go down one more time, right? Make another extension, make that next wave down. So I'm more cautious. I'm like, it's attempted here. It can obviously see support here, but we could try to go down. Now, we do have a daily rejection candle in that area, which is good. So I keep like caution with these areas too. Like, yes, it could react, but not going to go like heavy risk on this area, because it's already reacted like 1, 2, 3, like a bunch of times here. There's a lot of support here. So there's like a lot of support in this area. There's probably stop losses underneath this support, right? Like all underneath here. You have a lot of support there. Obviously, it could swing back up, but because there's so much reactions already, a lot of support there, it's an area I want to be cautious about, because I've seen it react 5-6 times here. So a little bit of caution. 4 or more, it could, if it's 4 or more touches, it has a probability of breaking. 4 or more. Whether it's a resistance or whether it's a support. We like to say 4 or more. That's where you start to have that probability of it potentially breaking out. And just thinking about, like, there's a lot of support there. There's probably a lot of stop losses underneath there. So it's an area I'd proceed with caution. Like, you know, it could react, right? What's another thing we could see even at an area like this? An area like this literally could even come down underneath and reclaim the area. All right, like an area like this that has a lot of support and such like this, literally could be an area that goes for a full-on liquidity sweep, drives down, etc. Reclaims. So when I see things like this, I think of, you know, A, B, and C, or A and B, like the different scenarios that could happen. That's the only reason I think like this, is because I have enough experience too. All right, because I've been through enough things in the market. All right. So an area that has a lot of support, looks attractive for buys, but it could invalidate this area. It's one thing to be cautious of. So I'll probably look for one trade in this area. Like, I'm going to watch price over the next 3 hours. I'm going to be streaming if you're inside the inner circle in literally 3 hours from now. So we could get liquidity grab. We could go up. Something even like this. If it, let's say it goes for those stop losses, right? There's probably a bunch of stop losses underneath this area. Let's say it goes for those stop losses, triggers them. How do you know it triggers them? And how do you know it's like a liquidity event? If it does a move like that and then it recovers quickly, that's how you know it really triggers things. And you get that pullback in. That could be a scenario for gold. I mean, the 4 hour in that area I'm talking about, it's like 4,700, 4675. There's a lot of support in that area. You can see some resistance, some reactions in that area. 4 hour does have a bullish candle here. Like, we have an hour and 16 minutes. We do have good rejection here at 4,700. So for me, it's like 47 would have to hold, really. And I'd be looking for entries. Like, right now is not even like a bad entry, to be honest, on that pullback that it just did. Because it came pretty close. I think it hit 47.05. That, what it just did wasn't even like a bad entry, to be honest. Like, I know it bounced up a bit, but it could still hold 47. I know I closed that trade, but I want to give you guys more of like a fresh trade. I think it came back to that first entry I had. Like, I would say between 47.10, 47.05 is good entries if you get pullbacks. I'm going to enter buys. It kind of just confirmed things for me there too. Like, if the 4 hour holds, there is a solid 4 hour structure here. So the 4 hour could potentially hold. I'll hold these buys until like New York session, like, and see if it pumps up. Like, I'm going to hold these until like 8:30. I'll look for pullbacks, so I want to see if this comes back to like underneath my entry point. Like, I want to go and draw down. I want it to quickly pull back to like 47.09, 47.08. I'm going to enter some longs on gold and just see if we can maintain 4,700. That's kind of what I was doing before. I made $189. I'm entering longs right now on gold. There was a good pullback there. Should have been a little bit quicker to that, but it's okay. If it does pull back, I'll still add to my position. 4 hour doesn't look bad. We still have like an hour and 14 minutes left on this one. We could push up until New York. Like, London session really hasn't set a direction, I would say. Like, we did. Yeah, like, London hasn't set a direction yet. So there's still potential it pushes up into New York. 4 hour doesn't look bad on gold, actually. When you look at the 4 hour, like, you had a hammer candlestick here and then an inverted hammer afterwards. This trade's slightly going into profit. If it goes back to like 47.05 or below 47.10, I'll take more entries. I'll add to this position. But I'm going to hold this for just like 2-3 hours and see where the market can get based on the structure right now. Doesn't look bad. Four hour doesn't look bad. I'm personally looking for longs on gold, like the next day or two, going into the week. If we look at the daily, yeah, there's a little break there though. So it could be one more wave down, but daily's trying to rebound a little bit. If it doesn't hold this area, remember, like 4,700, if it doesn't hold, like, this isn't the only trade. Remember, these, like, I take, like, if you look, I showed you guys the history before of those other trades, right? I take trades like this. I'm taking this trade, understanding this isn't the only trade I'm going to be taking potentially today or potentially this whole week, obviously this week, but I'm taking this trade to understand this isn't the only trade I'm going to be taking even potentially today, okay? So 4,700, either that holds or it doesn't. Like, that zone, you can see we've been kind of above it for a bit. We've been holding here, 4,700. Either that holds for the day or it doesn't, even 46.75. If you break, you could go down to potentially 4,600 flat. Okay. That's all I'm really looking at for right now. Or one of these days, maybe one of these days, we're gonna see gold explode. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm still gonna be looking for buys, like I always have, just because of the market environment we're also in. Like, logically, like, it makes sense to look for buys at times for me because the environment we are in. I know gold and price. It's hard to predict everything 100%. We can't predict. No trader is gonna predict everything 100%. But I know gold very well, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get more demand to it sooner than later. You're seeing demand every time it dumps. Like, what I mean by demand is, look at every time it dumps. Every time it dumps fast, it quickly recovers. So there's always demand on those strong, really big dips that it does, right? Those fast crashes, those liquidations and stuff. There's always demand on those. It dumps. That shows you there's still an environment of even demand where these fast crashes happen, these dumps are happening that are scaring people away. They're getting bought up. So there's demand still there for those cheaper prices because those drops happen fast. They happen fast. They come to cheaper prices. So if we get another fast, bigger drop like that, what do you guys think I'm going to be probably doing? Staying patient and waiting to execute for that buy. Like, it's not about just buying when it drops. It's about still staying a bit patient, waiting for confirmation, seeing a candlestick. Gold could pull back. For now, for the next couple hours, like, where my mindset's at is, for now, just seeing if we can maintain 4,700. You might get a pullback to 4,700, 4,695 area. If we can maintain that 4,700 overall for now. Which you got, like, it hit 4,705. 4,700 is right here. So my mindset's just seeing overall if we can maintain, hold 4,700. Potentially we could. There could be a move off of it. That's all I'm really looking at for now. If London session is more bearish, then I'll probably look for that New York reversal. But I'm going to wrap this up for now, guys. Been on for a little bit now. I'm in gold buys. Entered in front of you guys moments ago. It's pulling back. I want it to pull back. This is what I kind of want it to do. This is called scaling in. This is called scaling in a position, you know, averaging a better entry. I don't go, like, on this account, and even when I trade on MetaTrader, whatever account size, like, I usually don't put a full position at once. Like, if I'm going to trade with, like, a one lot, I usually build it around an area. So 710, 705. Keeping in mind, okay, that 4,700 could hold. For me, if it comes back to 4,700, it's probably better for me. And I'm just being transparent and honest with you guys. Like, for me, it's better to close a smaller loss and then get a better, take another re-entry, right? Like, on this account size especially, or with how much I've even positioned, like, I haven't put a big position in, to say the least. As you can see, it's a 0.3. So, like, if I go trade history and just give you a perspective, because I've been talking about this for 3 weeks, right? Look at some of these losing trades that are like minus 14, minus 18, minus 28, minus 20, like some of these smaller losing trades, because, like, look at the profit. There's a significant difference within the profit and the losses, let's say, some of them, to say the least. But some of these smaller ones, that might be between, like, the minus 300 all the way down to the 20, these small guys, right? I want you to think about this for a minute, right? Like, it could be better for me to reposition. Like, let me say if, like, this zone doesn't react right away, or it doesn't look like the best zone. At times, I'll close my trade with a smaller loss, like a way smaller loss than I'm more intended to take. Like, I could put my stop loss down here, right? Put a stop loss down here. I don't have to hold it to that stop loss, right? Realistically, like, a stop loss isn't a brick wall, right? So, because even if I held it to that stop loss, I'm not even risking 1% of the account, right? Not even risking 1% of the account. And if I'm going for like gold buys, gold swings, I could still make some profit, grow the account. Not that I have to hold this trade to that, right? If I'm gonna, I could say, oh, see, no, watch out, freaking, you ever? Oh, MT5 does that sometimes too. I hate when MT5's done that to me. We got some London volume coming in. I mean, London started here. It's been gradually coming down. If London's bearish, New York possibly bullish. And that's where it's like, if it comes back to 4,500 and I'm looking at my entry, or not 4,500, 4,700, and I'm looking at my entry like, okay, you know what? I'd rather take a smaller loss here than hold for a full stop loss. That's one of the ways I trade. I've been successful trading like this for a long time too. It's really about, I mean, it's a money game. If you don't think it's a risk management money game, if you think you could win 70% of your trades and you could win 80% of your trades and you could still lose. You could still be unprofitable. Like, you could have the best strategy, most accuracy, right? Like 100% win rate, and you could still be unprofitable. Like, lose, like, there's traders who lose, like, there's traders who lose 70%. I don't lose 70% of my trades. I'm more accurate than I'm not. But I have some flexibility, right? I don't stress out with my losses and my trade setups for the frequency that I trade. If I wanted to take like 1-2 trades a week, I wouldn't trade like this. If I was just looking for 1 trade 2 week, but I'm a day trader, right? That's how I get myself in positions. Yeah, you could win 80% of your trades and still be unprofitable. You could win 5 of them, and you could win 5 trades in a row, and then 1 trade you blow the account if you don't have risk management down. You could go on a 3-month win streak. You could flip an account to 30K, and then you could blow the account in 1 trade. So win rate's not everything. If you think it is, it's structured or managed losses. Like even this could be, for me, a structured loss, which for some of you guys, you might look at this like, oh my God, you're down 40. What are you going to do? Oh my God, are you going to hold? Or what? I'm not really overthinking. I'm not really thinking like so much like that. I'm just watching the trade, letting the market do its thing. If I feel the need to close it, like, okay, let me get a better entry, I will. If I hold it till stop loss, it's not the end of the world, right? If I hold the trade until the stop loss, it's really not the end of the world for me, right? I'm not even risking 1%. And I've been growing this account for the last 3 weeks. If anybody's seen, I've been steadily growing this account, showing you guys you can grow an account by keeping things simple without even really trying. Like, I'm not even really trying. I'm just coming on, streaming with you guys, taking trades when I see them. I'm just trading. Not just trading. And some of you guys have been like, yo, why don't you go for bigger trades? Bro, do you think, let's look at last week again. That $7,000 trade, it came. Some of you guys are aiming for money and you're not focusing on the setup. I made $18,000 off that trade. That's some people's yearly incomes, guys. Like, let's calm down, all right? Let's forget what trading is. Some of you guys forgot what trading is, you know? Some of you guys are trying to make millions overnight or something, or trying to be a millionaire overnight. I'll be honest, most people are probably like, if trading was that easy, most people would be millionaires, right? So like when you see all these people online that look successful or are multi-6-figure traders, or all, like this day in 2026, I've never seen so many 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds and 22-year-olds that are like multi-six-figure traders. Like when I was 20, I was worth 6 figures, but I wasn't a 6-figure trader. I was worth 6 figures, but I wasn't a 6-figure trader. I was worth 6 figures, right? But I wasn't a 6-figure trader. There's a difference between like a 6-figure trader. I'm showing that would be like this account that I've been managing and showing you guys and trading with you guys live on streams. Some of you guys are aiming for the money and thinking just knowing information is going to bring you the money. No, it's about the setup, right? Like, I don't care. I'm not aiming for 20K days. They'll come with the trade setup. I'm not aiming for $20,000 days. That's my goals. Yeah. It's going to come with the trade setup and the proper execution. Some of you guys are just blindly trying to have 20K days, 20K weeks, 20K months, and you're not focusing on the setup. You're like aiming for money. Money comes, and this was a small lot size for the account. Like I've been trading very conservative to show you guys this stuff over the last weeks. Money comes when the setup's there. Right? If you have a good setup, the money will follow. Right? If your execution is good, the money will follow. Some of you guys like forgot what trading is. Like if I have a good trading week, what do I do on Fridays? I tone it down. I go to the gym. I go to the sauna. I go to the steam room. I go to the cold plunge. I relax. I put on a TV show. I take myself out to dinner. Nice steak dinner. Nice beer. Successful week. $1,000 dinner. And that's it. Right? Some of you guys are looking too much at like this social world we live in. Bro, you're not going to get there overnight. Like some of these people are faking it too till they make it. It took me years to build to six figures, and then once I built to six figures, it was faster for me to get to millions. My first million was at 22 years old. I'm about to turn 30 years old. Okay. Some of you guys are just forgetting about the reward that trading can actually bring you, right? Have a good trading week. Take yourself out to a nice steak dinner. Go take yourself shopping. Go do something little, right? Stop trying to set the bar so high to the point where you can't reach it, because all this stuff you're seeing on social media, I'm going to tell you, I've been in the trading industry for 11 years. 90% of it out there is fake. 90% of it is a highlight reel. Most of it is not going to get you actually to success. So take what you need from most of it, right? And I'm not hating. I'm worth millions of dollars. I have no reason to hate. I'm trying to help you guys out, learn properly. I'm worth millions of dollars. If you think I'm sitting here hating, no, I actually care and don't have time to really bullshit and sugarcoat, right? Because my time's worth money, right? So like I don't have time to sugarcoat and bullshit. That's why. If you think I'm hating, no. I'm just trying to give you guys the proper guidance here. Because social media, it looks fancy, it looks good and all that, but trading's tough. It's a battlefield. It's a battle between you and your emotions. You, your psychology, your doubt, your second guessing yourself, your hesitation, your anxiety, your fear, your right? A lot of different characteristics, right? So it looks easy online, right? I've created the easy way. I'm a robot now. So I like my students, most of my students, they have the psychology. Most people don't have the psychology. So I mean, most of you guys like step it down a bit. Some of you guys are trying to do the most is the point I'm getting to. The point I'm getting to, some of you guys are trying to do the most and you're not going to get there. Right? Some of you guys might just have to stay in your lane. It's better to stay in your lane and work with what you're at and get ahead step by step instead of trying to just jump overnight, right? Some of you guys are trying to do the most, yo. Reward yourself. Take yourself, like, little things matter, right? Don't forget why you started trading in the first place, right? The little things. Oh, if I could just, like, some of you guys, when you first started trading, you could, you dreamed of, if I could just make $500 in a week, that would change my life. Now some of you guys are just ahead of yourself and ahead of the market, right? Like, some of you guys, when you started, you literally had the mindset, bro, if I could just make 500 extra a week, that would change my life, right? Or if I could make 1,000 a week, that would change my life. But now you're seeing all these kids that are making millions and 6 figures a day, 6 figures a week. Not all of them are doing all. Like, I know a lot of people, so some of you guys like forgot why you even started and like the value of your goals that you started setting when you started. And you didn't even crush those goals, and you're already trying to leap to like these high goals that you might not even be able to obtain because you still haven't developed consistency on your first goals. Oh, well, like so many traders, like a lot of you guys probably when you first started trading were probably like, bro, if I could just make like an extra 1,000 a week, or if I could learn how to print $500 a week, 500 to 1,000 or 2,000 a week, that would change my life, right? Some of you guys forgot about that. You got ahead of yourself. So, dude, like, some of you guys think trading, like, my Saturday night, for instance, was I went to the gym. Well, I recorded some videos. I went to the gym. I went to the sauna, the cold plunge. After all that, I took the car out, the rolls, took it to a steakhouse, had a like $500 dinner with Leo, and that was it. Boom, simple nights. Like, that's the reward where you could just live your life on your own terms. Some of you guys are trying to fucking get a Koenigsegg out here. You're not going to get a fucking Koenigsegg trading. I'm going to tell you that much. If anything, some of you guys are trying to get a fucking Koenigsegg, right? Some of you guys are trying to make fucking millions of dollars in a day. Bro, like, you said, like, I hate to tell it. I never sell that dream of making millions. I never came on here and sold a dream of making millions. I'm gonna teach you how to be a good trader, right? There's a reason why 90% of these people failing and taking like most of these courses out there are fucking failing. Like, if millions of people are taking these courses that are giving people success, why aren't we seeing more people fucking successful then? You know, why is everyone having a hard time trading? You know, hey, I don't know. It just blows my mind. But hey, I'm up 57,000 now on the account, and bro, people counted me out. It's funny how people will count me out for it's funny how people will count me out for going on like a losing streak. I'm literally up 57,000 on the account still. I went on a losing streak between February and March, and the amount of harassment I got from fucking 20 to 25-year-olds about how I don't know how to trade, and these people don't even have $10,000 in their bank account to their name. Holy, I went on a losing streak back in February, March, guys. And let me tell you, I got harassed because of this. I'm still getting harassed because of it. Some people are still living in that moment, and I'm talking about it right now because it's funny now. And I'm not living in it, but it's just funny for you guys because I'm up 57,000 on this account, right? And some people still hate me because of that losing streak I went on. Some people still talk about it to this day, and it's like, you're gonna lose in trading. You're gonna go on losing streaks. If you haven't accepted that yet, you're not ready to trade. You're not ready. You're going to lose trades. I went on a losing streak between February and March. I had a bad March. I'm sure a lot of traders had a bad March. Hey, I had a bad March. I can sit here and talk about it. Still up 57,000 racks since. So what now? USD. I'm out here living in Canada, right? Do the math. Some people got to work 2 years for that, right? I do it in a couple months. So some people like lived in that moment for weeks while I was just working on, okay, losing streak, took some losses. The whole world saw it. Less people came on my streams for the next 5 weeks. Now we have more people coming on the streams because people see me winning again. But when I was fucking losing, less people came on the streams. When the signals weren't hitting, when I got myself out of the losses, and when I was hitting, bro, people weren't even there for those. So many of you guys weren't there for those wins, too. People see me winning again, and they're like, oh, yeah, more people coming on the streams now. But when I did that losing streak, I went on a losing streak. The next week, I got out of it. There was weeks I got out of it where I just traded. I traded the strategy. I got out of it. And, bro, my views were down for weeks. It's funny, like, I went on a losing streak. People stopped showing up. So you know, the people that didn't show up, the people that didn't keep showing up learned nothing. The people that showed up actually learned because you were able to see me lose and come back from it. Like, But it's normal. You're gonna lose. So your losing just has to be natural, has to be neutral, has to be normal, right? Losing and coming back, no. Like, I'll talk about losing and coming back. One day I lost $7 million overnight with my best friend because of a Ponzi scheme and an auto trader that we put money into. We lost 6.5 million USD overnight. I could talk about losing and coming back from things if you want that conversation. If you lose your account in a week, if you blow your account in a week, you go on a losing streak, that should just be the reason you get better at trading. Right there, right? So you like losing is normal. If you go on a losing streak, I gotta make it back. No, like then that's not how you should be talking to yourself, guys. I've lost everything multiple times and had to make it back. I've had to start at zero lots and lots of times, right? I can't even tell you the amount of times I've had to start literally at zero. The amount of times I've had to start at zero, I probably couldn't even count. The amount of times I've started at zero. That's losing and making it back. Going on a losing streak, that's the only way you're actually going to become a better trader is if you actually refine and you learn and you actually have a real strategy. If you have a real strategy, a system you use, and you know works, when you go on a losing streak, you're going to be able to figure out why you went on your losing streak, why you took bad trades, what happened. You're going to be able to learn from it. If you can't learn from it, then you don't have a proper strategy, to say the least. But I remember I went on that losing streak. This account's almost at 400,000 now. I went on a losing streak. The account was at $359,000. I went on a losing streak, got it down to there, and people the streams, they went down. No one was coming on the streams really. It was like, what the heck? I was getting like 200, 300 views. Last stream I did, I got 1,800 views, for example. 1,600 views on the second last one. So like, when I went on that losing streak, my views went from getting like 800 to 1,200 on a stream, like view-wise, to 200 views, 300 views when I was on that losing streak, 400 views, 468 views. It shows you people run away from losses, negativity, like, but people love to talk about it. Like, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to the losses, people love to magnify it. Like, oh, you lost, you're the worst trader. Oh, what's wrong with you? It gets magnified. But then you guys run away from the lessons. You guys are never, those of you guys who ran away from that, like, I'm up 57,000 now on one account. That is. Those of you guys who ran away from those losses, you didn't learn anything. You guys didn't learn anything. And hey, man, that's why I'm here. Why do you guys think I show up every day? That's why I show up every day. To give you guys these real, raw lessons. Because these are what going to teach you how to trade more than a lot of the shit out there, I'm telling you. These real, raw lessons. Because if I wanted to like if I wanted to make it all look cookie cutter and perfect, I would. But if I wanted to make like the perfect cookie cutter stuff, then I would. But these real raw lessons show you everything. Yeah, gold, I might cut this one early. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut this one early. Take a smaller loss and just watch probably for New York session. I'm gonna wait for New York session and see where gold's at, maybe in New York market. I mean, we're back at 47, coming back to 47. Yeah, I'm going to wait for New York session, couple hours. This thing might dump. If it dumps, like, yeah, we got 46.50. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to hold now. That 4 hour just flipped. It's got 48 minutes left. I don't think it's going to go up in 48 minutes. Going to leave it alone. Going to wait for New York. London not doing the most there for me. Went for a small buy there. But I'm going to wrap this up. Not really anything exciting right now. Close my trade early. I'll wait for New York. If anything, though, 46.50 or 4,600 would be the next level I'll be watching if 4,700 doesn't hold. Yeah, like 4,650, 4,700, or 4,600. Those could be levels to watch. We got to pull back to 4,700. I'm watching this area here. So like we got, are we gonna hit? Did we hit 46 or 47? No, not quite. We might have one more entry. 4,700, 4,695. I'll take one more entry on gold in this zone. Because again, I didn't use full risk. So it might look crazy. But you guys got to understand, I lost $300. Like I'm not going to sit here and talk egotistic. But $300, like that's, you know, it's light. Like I make that in my sleep. I'll lose $300 in my sleep if I have to. Like, you know, I spent like that's lunch or dinner. That's lunchtime, dinner time in our world. So come hang out with me for a week and you'll see if you can. Like ask Leo. You guys gotta ask Leo. So in this area, try to see if it can come closer to 4,700. I'll take one more trade. I'm gonna start scaling in one more trade and look for a reaction in that area as it's coming down. I could probably make my money back if anything. It's a light risk for me. Like again, the account's almost at 400k, so I'll probably break 400k this week. We'll see where I can get this thing by the end of the year. Watching that area, you could see on the 30-minute, if we go 30-minute chart here, you do have a bit of support, some wicks there. But 15-minute, you can see how we just like left this area. So it's around 4,700. We came to 4,705. So I'm taking one more entry. And it's still like it's not a different trade here. It's still like that first trade I took that I closed with the loss. Still the same framework of thinking. Like this just came closer. It's just a much better entry. Watch that area there on like the 30-minute and 15-minute. You can see 30-minute here. You have these wicks. 15-minute. It's around 4,700. It looks like it's going to come down. That's what I'm watching. I'm going to leave it at that. Otherwise, I'm going to be live in like literally 2 hours, guys. Like Inner Circle, I'll be live in like 2.5 hours. Like going to be live for New York session in Inner Circle. So if you're inside the Inner Circle, I'll be live. Looking for a bounce here. I think this area will probably get a good reaction from that 15-30-minute chart. Otherwise, I'll be live for New York. Like, I'm going to hold this. Like, I'm looking for gold buys today or tomorrow. This area right here, there's a zone. So, price made a pretty strong move from here. Could be another potential reaction. Even on the 4 hour, it's still like, still fits on the 4 hour too with that support, like on the 4 hour. So there has been a strong reaction in that area. See there. So potentially we could hold. I'm out though. I'll be on later. If you're inside the Inner Circle, I'll be live soon. Gonna go eat some chicken first. I want to see what this does too since I just entered this. I want to give this like an hour or two potentially. See what it does. It's coming to the zone. Watch, it's going to come to like 4,700 potentially. 47, lower 47s here. Keep an eye on this. I'm scaling in right now. Someone asked where would a good stop loss be. So let's say if you get like entry now and 4,700. I would say if it... Whoa. I did not mean to do that. I think I got magnet mode. Oh, that's why. Huh. I'm like, what's happening there? It doesn't need to be too big of a stop loss because I don't see another setup really. I would say 46.90, 46.92. That's really not that big of a stop loss for gold right now, to be honest. In my opinion. In my opinion, that's not too big of a stop loss for gold right now. Around like 46.92, 46.90 area. So I'm back in buys, round 2. I know it might seem crazy, but that's why I'm showing this stuff, just to show you, like, you could take different pieces of information from different traders out there, but it's just to show you, like, this is just how one trader thinks, just as how one trader operates. Not everything's like what you see on like Google Images, or just like you watch a YouTube video and it might be the perfect curated YouTube video. Like, I've made YouTube videos, right? I try to make them educational, informational, and make sense, right? So like when you're watching a YouTube video, YouTube's designed not to make you profitable, in the sense of all the content out there, the videos, right? My stuff's just very practical. The same videos I make, I talk about the same stuff on streams, right? If you go on my YouTube videos, it literally sounds like me when I'm streaming, pretty much. Same stuff, just shown different scenarios. But yeah, like I'm back in round 2. I know it might seem crazy. Maybe for new traders, like, I hope this doesn't come off as like crazy trade. What's this guy doing? He's buying again. It's how I trade, right? As long as things are managed properly, like, it's okay, right? Where was that? That was the 300. There it is. 341. I lost 341 on that trade. I made 191 on the one before. That trade, for example, the 191, right? That trade at one point was up $800. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's trading. I trade imperfectively sometimes. That's why people are like, can you send every single trade you send? And I'm like, well, if you knew how many trades I actually took on my own, you'd probably be like, actually, never mind. I don't want all that. That's why I just send signals when there's certain setups there. Like, I'll send weekly signals, sometimes daily signals, depending on the week, right? Signals isn't everything. If you guys think the inner circle is a signals course, I send my weekly signals on gold. Some weeks I'll send daily signals multiple times a day. If that's what you guys think it is, then inner circle is not the place for you. If you think it's just a signals place, a place where it's just copying signals, like the inner circle and the phase that's coming, like what I'm building right now, the website that's coming out. I'm just gonna show the old. I'm just gonna show the old design. I'm just gonna show the old one because it's just like I can't go to the new one right now. I don't have time. It's in WhatsApp. It's in Google Drive. This, that. Yeah, I gotta. But like, if you guys think like inner circle is just like a signals community, it's not the place for you. You're not gonna learn then. If you're thinking about joining the inner circle, honestly, I'm being honest. If you're thinking about joining the inner circle, just to copy signals and not learn, not apply yourself, like if you expect results overnight without actually applying yourself, studying, watching the videos, coming on the sessions, engaging, and seeing what even some of the other members have been able to do, and just being active. Like, some people just come in and copy signals and don't learn anything. That's not what this is. That's not what I'm building is. What I'm building is not a place to just copy signals. Like, yeah, it can be. I'm going to send my weekly signals, but how many, like, for those of you guys who've been here, how many signals have you, like, by now, how many of you guys have seen me win signals over and over and over again? Understand the trades I take, I'm able to make more out of them than what you guys are able to do with the trades I send to you. If I send you a trade and I make $20,000 off of it, all I need is one good trade, a couple of good trades to make a significant profit. I don't need a lot, so I'm not always trading, right? Signals is a job. Some people, if I'm sending you guys a signal and it's making you $40, but I just made $7K, I might not be looking for the next signal. I might be chilling for the rest of the week, scratching my balls, playing PlayStation, right? Let's just be honest. Like, that's just, right? That's just how it is. Right? Like, I'm not always looking for a trade every moment of the day, right? So I send my signals when there's signals there, when I see a good setup, right? When there's something high probability, but that's not what I built here is. What I built here is going to be, like, what I've built here is to give you self-sufficiency, right? Because I've shown so many trades over and over and over and over again, right? Let's see if we make our L back. We'll make our L back, maybe times two. See, We'll see. We'll see. Target tomorrow. Does anyone remember those days when people would ask what's TP and I'd say tomorrow when gold was just going up like crazy? Target is tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I just got this shirt. Oh, I'm sweating, man. I shouldn't be. This is a nice shirt. Just paid $400 for this shirt. Fuck, man. All wet. Fucking sweating on this chair. Look at this chair, man. What is this thing? What is this? A freaking. I don't even know what that is. It's like a little thing. Alright. Stay sharp, soldiers. Start troops, alright. Why you do this? He does that on purpose. I swear to God. Does that on purpose. Yeah, as you can see, I'm locked and loaded. Back in it to win it. Entries around. I'm in. My stop loss is here. So if you can get like better entries around 4,700, lower, like if it can wick down. Let's see how gold plays out. It's up to you. This isn't a signal. I haven't sent any signals yet to start the week off. Waiting on that. Maybe. Should get at least like a bounce here, but yo, I gotta wrap it up. I gotta go eat. I've been saying that for like an hour now. I swear. Some of you guys counted me out. I'm talking to you. Some of you guys counted me out after a couple bad takes. Damn. Some of you guys counted me out after a couple bad takes, I tell you. You know how many bad takes I've had? Man, most people quit. That's why it shows you most people quit. Most people give up after a few bad takes, a few bad hits, a few bad losses, a bad week, a bad month. My best friend, well, he was my best friend until I met my new best friend. But when I first started trading, my best friend started trading with me together. We both blew our accounts. Like, he lost money and I lost money because we were fucking didn't know what we were doing. But he blew his account and he that was it. That was the last time. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the emotional, drought, the weight, the heaviness of him blowing an account for the first time, losing money. The emotion of him losing money for the first time hit him like his first ever heartbreak, like his high school sweetheart breaking up with him or something like that. He was done. He was done. It hit him hard. I remember, like I was in my mom's house in the shed smoking up. My mom used to have this shed. My mom had this shed that I would smoke in. Everybody would come over. I would throw little seshes there. little shed sesh with the boys. Sometimes there'd be a girl there. She was basically one of the boys. Like, really pothead. Yeah, so I remember one of my bro, I was in I'm in high school, mind you, like end of high school, learning how to trade. This was 11 years ago, by the way. So my best friend, he quit, yo. He said, yo, I can't handle this shit. He lost. He was done, yo. He couldn't handle it. Said, fuck that shit. I ain't losing anymore. That's why before you become a successful person, you need to have a successful person's mindset. You need to study personal development. Any millionaire was a millionaire here before they created it, right? Before they actually created the physical realm of it. You need to create a spiritual, more inner self-belief, faith. I like to say the word faith, right? If you have faith, hopefully you do, because if you don't, you're fucking screwed, all right? You need some good faith, all right? So not everybody has personal attributes for self-belief, faith, that wisdom, wherever your faith comes from as well. That's important. That's why I say some of you guys are screwed, man. Some of you guys might not have that faith, right? That I'm talking about, all right? All right? Some of you guys, you need some faith. You need the mindset too, right? Like, I had the mindset of a millionaire before I was a millionaire. I knew the difference between success and failure. I knew failure only creates success. I knew you can only win when you learn how to lose, right? You can only learn from your losses, right? Losing isn't losing, it's just learning, right? That's why. All right? And hey, if you're tired of where you are in life, you just haven't decided yet. Like if you're stuck, if you're tired, you just haven't decided yet that you're sick and tired of staying where you are. Because I'm going to tell you, the first step towards any achievement, getting where you want, it starts with the mindset. You need to have a millionaire mindset before you become a millionaire. You don't develop a millionaire mindset when the millions come. No, it's not like that. You have to be a millionaire in your mind. You have to know the attributes. You have to think like a millionaire. You have to talk like a millionaire. You have to smell like a millionaire. You have to feel like a millionaire. You have to walk into a room and be able to smell the difference. Like I'm like people have, like you have to be able to go up to people and they can tell you come from like the different energy. Like millionaires speak, talk, feel, smell, everything. Senses different, right? All your senses, they have to be different things, right? So you have to get into that mindset before you even become a millionaire. Most people think it comes with the money. No, it comes before the money, the discipline, right? The understanding of failure, right? That all comes before the money. And then you have to decide. You have to decide that, because the first step towards achievement is literally deciding you're not gonna stay where you are. So that's what it is. If you really there's certain people who deep down they don't want to stay where they are. They have a desire to get out of where they are. If you're that type of person, success comes to you. Success comes to people that work towards it in a certain way, right? It finds you. It finds you. So you have to think like it. You have to think like success. You have to think, you have to feel, you have to be successful, even though your bank account might not reflect it. All right? And yeah, you need that burning desire, because no successful person didn't have a burning desire to become successful. I mean, a deep down burning desire that says, I'm not going to stay where I am anymore. That simple. Here, where I am, I'm going over there. I'm not staying here anymore. It's really that simple. You need a burning desire to say, I am not going to stay here any much longer. I'm getting out of here. Here, wherever here is, going to the next level, okay? If you don't have that burning desire, you need to create it. You need to create it. You need to somehow create it. If you don't have that burning desire to say, I don't want to stay here anymore, I want to get out of here, you need to create that burning desire. Telling you. That's how I started 11 years ago. I wouldn't be saying this stuff if it didn't work for me, all right? So it worked for me a long time ago too. A long time ago. I was a millionaire when I was 22, 23 years old. So it started working for me at the age of 19, 20 years old, all right? So I wouldn't be just sitting here talking this shit at 5:30 in the morning if it didn't mean something for me to see you get to the next fucking level, all right? I want to see you get to the next level, all right? It's very possible, all right? You just have to think it, you have to see it, you have to vision it, you have to have faith, and you have to decide you're not going to stay where you are. You're not going to stay here. You're going to move forward. You're going to make a decision, right? That's where it starts. Most people don't decide. Most people say, I'm going to try something for a few weeks. Let me try this out, see how it goes. Let me, another day, another dollar. How you doing today? Life's good. Another day. Same old, right? If I go back to my hometown where I came from, right? If I go back to my hometown where I started this from, and I talk to the people that I knew 10, 11 years ago, 8 years ago, and ask them, how you doing? How's life? They'll probably say, same old shit. I know, and probably not much has changed. Maybe some had a kid. Maybe some had married. But it's like maybe nothing fascinating, nothing new. Like, if they were to ask me, I started a business. I own this company. I have this Airbnb, this. I just bought this car. And I'm 29 years old. And I could have said, and I traveled to 41 countries in the last year. And it's like, what? If I were to go back to my hometown and ask anyone I grew up with, most people that I grew up with, that I went to school with, that I was colleagues with, that I went to work with, if I sat down with them and asked them, hey, how's life going? What's new? I'd say, I guarantee you it'd be the same old shit. It'd be the same old shit. Like, nothing's probably changed for most of them. It'd be the same old fucking shit. The same old people that I knew, right? Because most people don't decide, right? They don't make a decision. They live in conformity and they just do what everyone else does, all right? So you have to really make that decision, I'm telling you, because most people don't decide. I could probably link up with everybody that I used to knew in my previous life, the first version of me, version 1.0 Evan, before he found trading and personal development. That created version 2.0 Evan, you know? So, like, I could go back and meet with all the people I used to know, even family members. If I were to go talk to family, cousins, this, that, and say, hey, how's life? They'd be like, oh, same old shit. The same old problems, the same old fucking attitude, the same old, like, nothing's changed. Same problems, same life, right? Usually, like, it's people like that for me, like, it's deciding, like, it's actually deciding, making a decision and being disciplined to it. But that's my TED Talk for fucking today, all right? 5 a.m. TED Talk, all right? All right, let me get my $6 water now because these were $2.95. Freaking tariffs. These are from France. Yeah, these ones are from France, so that explains everything. From freaking France. There we go. Imported in Canada. Yep. I don't know. Wonder these are freaking $6 now. $2.95. Probably the tariffs or something. Yo, what's going on? These went from $2.95 to $6. That's actually pretty crazy. It's fucking water, yo. Like, chill. Like, take a chill pill, yo. It's from France. Made by the French Alps. Bro, tell me that, eh? How that goes from $2.90. These used to be $2.95. So about like $3. It would be, with tax, it'd be like a bit over $3. I pay attention. I pay attention to little things, little details like that, right? I always do with money, with numbers, with money. Ever since I was 16, 17 years old and I got my first paycheck, I would always pay attention to the little details of the numbers of everything. When I got my first ever paycheck from the job that I worked at, I'd always pay attention to little. I would know how much I'm getting every week, how much hours I worked. I would know how much, if I saved X amount, where my bank account would be next week. My goal is always to grow my savings account as like a 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. My goal is always, how can I grow this savings account with what I have, with where I'm at? So, hey, man. Some of you guys want to be rich. You just need some formulas. Keep tuning into these sessions. I'll give you more formulas to becoming rich, because that was nothing. That wasn't even a blueprint. That was just me talking at 5:30 in the morning, right? Hopefully you guys got some motivation there, and you do a lot before you're 30 or before you're 40 or before you're 21, 25. I'm 29 years old. I've been to 41 countries. I've made tens of millions of dollars. I have a crypto portfolio that can set me up for life. I have an Airbnb that sets me up for life already. I own a business. Well, 2 businesses, actually. Just bought my first ever car, and I don't even have a license. I bought a Rolls Royce. Bought it for my girl, who's a bad bitch. Baddest bitch in the city, by the way, too. Got the baddest bitch in the city as well. Let's not mention that. Let's add that on top. All right. So, and I'm 29, so you get to work, yo. I did a lot by the time I was 22, 23. Get to work, yo. I'm out.